Kenny, who is the professor and the chairperson of the SAHRA Council. It's good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Well, thank you. It's good to be in your program.
Yeah, this is one of the most magnificent places. I mean, just talk us through Mapungubwe and what's so special about this area?
It's probably one of the most special World Heritage Sites in Southern Africa because almost 1,000 years ago, this was a thriving center of civilization of the Mapungubwe area. And this even predates the Great Zimbabwe. And at that time, quite interestingly, this place had trade links with Asia, India, China, and so forth. And that in itself is very significant for South Africans to know, because the findings from this area were kept in the basement for decades of University of Pretoria. Because had it been known by South Africans that Africans already had their own civilizations almost 500 years in this region before Jan van Riebeeck came, then that would have blown out the myth that Africans had not contributed to the African civilization.
So, I mean, where we're standing now, I mean, the history and the significance of this area is amazing. And there's so many other areas in South Africa that could be like this, and hence what we're doing here today. I mean, just talk us through more about this website and what you're trying to achieve.
We are in the 21st century, and the information revolution is very important to digitize our heritage. And this website, which is being launched, one is an inventory of South African heritage resources. And we're inviting all different participants in this interactive website to visit the website for their research, visit the website to add some of their community and regional heritage. And as such, we are interacting with many heritage institutions to also load information on this information portal, which is South African Heritage Information Systems. It's one of the most complex, one of the most sophisticated machinery or platform for hosting heritage information.
How do you define heritage?
Heritage is that which any society deemed to be very important to pass from generation to generation. And it is not only important because of what happened in the past. It defines people and becomes their point of reference as they move forward.
I mean, I would imagine that heritage as well is very specific. It's something that I feel more, that appeals more to me, may not appeal to you. So how, at the end of the day, do you, I suppose I could submit something on the website and say, this means something to me, but it may not mean it to you. How do you come to a conclusion and say, well, this should be declared one?
There are general processes for identifying, for declaring heritage in the country. And as such, that criteria, SAHRA has the criteria to do that. It can be from different cultural backgrounds. It could be white, it could be Asian, it could be Afrikaner, but for as long as it is unique and it is of provincial, it is of national significance. And a site like Mapungubwe actually is of international significance, hence the World Heritage Committee of UNESCO declared it as such.
Do you think that South Africans value their heritage?
I do think that they do value their heritage, but the problem is that if you are in this region, you'll tend to know more about Mapungubwe, but not much about heritage in other regions like the Great St. Lucia, the wetlands, the Isimangaliso area. You will tend to know more about the history of the kings, the queens of the area. Because in the past, our history was partitioned such that if you are Movenda, you know only Movenda history. If you are Tsonga, you know the history of those people. If you are Xhosa, if you are Zulu. What we're trying to do now is to draw the attention of the country to the rich and diverse heritage of our society, which may exist in different areas, and we're encouraging and engaging basic education to also include some of these programs in their own life orientation and in their own syllabi.
Well, Good luck with it. I think it's an incredible initiative. Professor Somadoda Fikeni, who is the chairperson of the SAHRA Council, talking to us here on Morning Live. Today we're seeing the launch of www.sahra.org.za. It's a website for you, sophisticated as you heard, probably one of the most sophisticated websites in the world, where you're able to visit it, you're able to try and explain why you think something should be considered a cultural heritage site, and will be taken into consideration, and this is where you're able to get involved.